We found when we moved to Bingley that people were so friendly. You walk along the street and everybody says good morning.
And I think that Bingley's got a great community spirit. It's a great town.
I think it's a great place, and it has so much potential to be such a great place. Like historically, it's such a beautiful town.
There's a lot of enthusiasm for this town, and there's a lot of people that want to see it go forward. We've got things to do, but yes, I think we can turn this place into a very lively, vibrant town.
If I'm totally honest, in my opinion, it's getting to look a little bit tired. The markets dwindled a little bit, which I think they've a fantastic opportunity for people there. If we can get Bingley buzzing again.
It would be very nice to know what's going to be happening with the Bradford and Bingley Building Society, because it's quite an eyesore. It's been empty for a while now, for quite a few years. We were promised a supermarket, again to bring more trade into Bingley, and it just hasn't happened.
People complain about supermarkets. I think if we had a bigger supermarket in the area, it would also attract smaller shops, and then more people would come into Bingley.
This monstrosity of a building side of us, the Building Society, if Sainsbury's could get that going, I honestly think Bingley would take off.
If Sainsbury's are going to build on that site, we hope that they make an announcement very soon and that work commences. If they're not, we hope that they put it up for sale and they don't restrict who can buy it. If another supermarket wants to come in and they have belief in the town, we'd like to see them allowed to buy it. We wouldn't want Sainsbury's to hold Bradford Council and indeed the town of Bingley to ransom by not allowing other supermarkets to take place there. It's the prime piece of real estate in the town, and it's a good advert if it's occupied, but at the moment it's just deteriorating, and we need an answer on that very quickly, I feel.
Some of the shops and some of the buildings aren't really appealing to the younger audience, because there's quite a lot of secondary schools in the area that, I go to Bingley Grammar, so I think when I go through Bingley, I think there could be more to draw children away from Leeds and Bradford and into Bingley, which is closer to home.
I'd really like to see the market square blossoming more, and to see more stalls and also activities on days when the market isn't there. But it would be lovely to see many more smaller shops, because it would create a good town atmosphere then.
It would be great to see more traders again in the market because of the higher rates that have been pushed on them, that none of them are there anymore. So there's room for a lot of improvement in Bingley.
Well, I think it could benefit from, because there's quite a lot of charity shops and shops for older people, but more things to appeal to younger people.
We need to support the local businesses, and that's what keeps them in business. It's not the fact that the big multinationals open the out-of-town superstores that closes the local shops down. It's the fact that the local people choose not to shop locally. So this shop local, although it's a very well used and probably overused phrase, is vital, and we all need to actually make that extra effort to buy what we can within the town.
A youth cafe is very much a general youth provision in Bingley. It's designed as a cafe, and that's where we're standing at the moment. But the children have a lot of activities, whether it be sessions around health and well-being, sexual health, looking at social activities, games evenings, play a lot on the Xbox. But it's very much a place, a space for them which is safe, where they can gather and meet together and enjoy themselves. One of the things they'd noticed in the park was it was getting rather scruffy. And as part of a funding bid which the young people put together, they approached the Parks Department and said, can we be involved in actually improving the look of the bandstand? And they were involved in painting the bandstand along with the local authority, who had to do some repairs to it anyway. But it was a project that very much came from the young people themselves wanting to make a difference.
In the Scouts we do help the community in lots of different ways, we help with Bingley Show, and we help at Eldwick Bonfire, and we do, there are many people who help keep the Scouts running in itself. but anyone to younger people, just to encourage them to volunteer within the community, to just do simple things.
Richard Holmes, who's the Vice President of the Chamber and also the manager of the Five Rice Centre, has a saying that activity breeds activity. It's like a snowball. Once you get things moving, everybody else wants to be part of it. And we've got evidence of that because some of the traders who turned up at the Beer and Cider Festival did such good business that they've asked if they can have a stall at our own Christmas fair, which is good news. It makes it a better event, more people, more reasons for people to come along. And also, since Aldi made their announcement of their proposal to build a store in Dub Lane behind the Five Rice Centre, there's been a significant increase in the enquiries for the empty units at the Five Rise. So that just all shows, I think, that people want to be part of something that is going forward.
I'm quite positive that next year we can see this town move forward, but it will be in the hands of the very community that live here. We're all full of ideas, but what we need is a little bit of effort and resource to behind those ideas just to make them go forward.
We appreciate that there are cuts and the council have to trim those costs wherever they want. What we feel aggrieved about is that more and more we think the council is looking upon Bingley as either a suburb of Keighley or Shipley, and we're being told that with the swimming baths, for example, you don't need your own swimming baths because we've got them in Shipley and Keighley. But you could apply the same argument to the local library, to the local doctor's surgeries, to Myrtle Park. You know, there are parks in Shipley and parks in Keighley, so why not apply that same logic and say, well, we'll sell Myrtle Park and we'll build on it. Bingley is a local community in its own right. It has its own identity, and we want to maintain that. And we don't think that the council is actually giving us the fair crack of the whip at the moment.
I'd like to see it have a future for other people to enjoy as much as I have growing up here.